Oh, God. Oh, God, please, God, please.
How long have you and your husband married?
17 years. Long time.
What does he do for work?
He works for Ada County Sheriff.
Oh, he does?
Mm-hmm.
Is he a deputy?
Mm-hmm.
How did all three of you guys end up at the Walgreens?
I was at Walgreens earlier, and so was Emmett. And, well, I didn't know he was there, and I went and got my prescription. And then when I was leaving out there, we had a big case. We've been doing really well at work, and we started talking. And he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go get some gas," and I know his wife and his 5 kids. And I said, "Oh, okay."
Candy claims she went to Walgreens to pick up her medication when she saw her employer, Emmett Corrigan, also picking up medication of his own. Candy was a paralegal, and Emmett was a lawyer. Candy tells detectives that they were working on a big case, so Emmett asked her to go with him to get gas, so they could discuss the case further. When they returned to Walgreens, her husband was there waiting.
And we drove back, and Rob was there at Walgreens, and I knew that because my daughter had called, and Rob called me earlier, and oh, God. And we were all talking outside, and I said, I'm gonna go. The girls were calling me. And I had my keys in my hand, I had my purse. And I turned around and I heard pop, pop, pop. And I didn't know what it was. And I was like, what? And I turned around and I hear Emmett go, and kind of like, and he fell. And then I looked over at Rob, and he's on the ground, and blood all over him. I was like, oh my God. So I went over and I put my hand on it. Oh my God. Okay. He's gotta be okay.
I'm sure he will.
Oh God. Please, God. Please, God.
The officer watching Candy leaves the room to check and see where the detectives are that are supposed to be interviewing her. While the officer is away, she receives an update on Robert's condition.
He's stable condition.
Oh good.
The gunshot wound didn't penetrate anything, so he's talking to the other officer right now. So.
Thank you so much.
He's doing okay right now.
Oh God. Please.
Like you said he thought it was just kind of a scratch mark that kind of just grazed the top of his head, so.
Oh God. Okay. Oh God.
So I'll give you some more information when I get it, okay? A detective should be here in a few minutes to talk to you.
Okay.
Alright?
When do I not get to can I talk to Rob?
Not for a little while. Not until this is all being investigated, so it's gonna be a little while.
Right.
Where was Rob at when you guys went and got gas and you guys pulled up? Was he
was in his truck.
He was sitting in his truck?
And he just got out, and he and I, we've not been good, but we've been talking about splitting and stuff because it's been bad for a while, a long 3 years, and but not, anyways. So he was very, 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 very jealous of. Well, not very jealous, I don't say that. He was just upset about my actions lately, which is just basically, I just had enough. And it being younger and good looking, whatever. He assumed, which he's been assuming for like 7 months, that, we were having some toward affair, which is not true. I actually know his wife and his kids, and they've been in my work and everything, but Rob didn't want to hear that.
Despite their age difference and the fact that Emmett was married with 5 children, the police would later find emails between Emmett and Candy, proving that they had been having a very serious relationship for quite some time.
And he was upset when he got out of the truck, and he was talking to Emmett, and they kind of had words, but that was it. And then this car drove by. I turned around to walk back to my car. Car drove by, and I hear this pop up, and I just, oh God. And then I see it on the ground, and I see Rob on the ground, and I just freaked out. I'm hoping and praying they have cameras outside of Walgreens in that parking lot.
They do. From what I understand, they do, so.
It turns out that Walgreens did have cameras, and the detectives quickly gained access to them. The first video shows Candy arriving at Walgreens, where she would get into Emmett's truck and leave. While they're gone, we see Robert's truck pulling in, and the deputy getting out. He enters the store like a man on a mission. He walks down the aisles looking for his wife. When he realizes she isn't there, he goes back out to his truck, and he waits for them to return. Unfortunately, there were no cameras where the shooting took place, and since Candy is a sole eyewitness, it's important that she is interviewed, and hopefully she can explain how 2 men were shot with a single gun.
Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of detectives out piecing this together, okay? And are you good with talking with us right now? I mean, you got brought down here as a witness, and the way I'm looking at this is, you know, are you going to voluntarily talk to us and tell us what happened tonight?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would imagine it was a horrible event. You work in a law office. Please help us put this together as best as we can. We'll match statements with evidence. I mean, you know how police work goes, I guess.
know. I do it all day long.
Okay. Where does this thing start?
Basically, at home.
Who's all involved tonight?
It would be Robert, my husband, and Emmett Corrigan, who is my boss and friend. Rob, my husband, he has had a really hard time, and no fault to him or anything, but with me working with Emmett being younger and, you know, aggressive attorney, and I have been working with him since October. And he got jealous at a point, but we were bad in our relationship, so all those emotions came mixing it. So when I went and got gas at Fred Meyer with Emmett, and then we were driving back, and my daughter called me, and she said, "Mom, where are you?" I'm on my way back. I told her I was with Michelle. And that is my best friend, Michelle, because I didn't want to tell her who I was with. Okay. She told her dad, I could hear her saying, she's with Michelle. But I said, I have to pick up my car at Walgreens. Okay, because that's where it is. I left my car at Walgreens. Okay. And I said, we're just driving around, is what I told Hannah on the phone. Michelle and I are driving around. Dad and I have had a bad night, and I'm talking to Michelle. That's what I said. So then Rob calls, and he calls me, and I pick up, and he's like, what are you doing? And I said, I am out. And he said, are you out with Emmett? And I said, I am. And he said, what are you doing? And I said, we're just talking. And then Emmett goes, let me talk to him. And so Emmett got on the phone, and he said, Rob, we're talking about, and Rob must have said something like, what are you talking about? He said, we're just talking about life. That's all. And then Emmett got really upset with Rob on the phone and said something like, break your head or something like that. And I looked at him, and I kind of hit him on the shoulder, and I go, what are you doing? And I grabbed the phone, and I said, I'll be there in just a second. And so when we pulled up, he parked the way he was, and Emmett got out of the truck, and I got out, and I stood there, and Rob came up, and Emmett's a very aggressive man. He body builds, you know, so he's really pumped up all the time, and he got like this close up into Rob's face, and I remember, and I go, hey, knock it off, this is ridiculous. And then they exchanged some words about Emmett was trying to down Rob, and I looked at Emmett, I said, knock it off. And I said, this is enough, let's all be adults here and just leave. It's whatever. Emmett said, what are you going to do, Rob? You gonna hit me? Rob goes, I'm not going to hit you. I can do anything, And I said, okay, look, I'm leaving. And the next thing I knew, this car went by me, and I don't know where it went. I waited for this car to go by, and I said, okay, I need to go. Hannah's at home. She just called me, and I turned around and walked to my car, and I hear pop, pop, and then pop. And that's all I heard. And I turned around, and both of them are laying on the ground. What in the world? Because I didn't even know what the pop, pop was. It almost sounded like balloons popping. And I'm like, and I ran over, and I see this blood gush. I didn't see Emmett at this point because Emmett was kind of like on his, like this. And I I didn't know what was going on, and I just see all this blood gushing down his rough face. So I went over and I covered, he had this wound on his top of his head, not covered, and I'm calling 911. And then I'm like, Robin, I'm screaming in his ear, stop. And then I took my hand off of it after I was talking to 911, and then I ran over to see what was wrong, but like what was going on, and I think he had a shot here because there was stuff on the ground and he had water like coming out of his nose, and then I just freaked, and then I look up and Rod's standing up, and I was like, oh my God, get down, and he's walking towards me like in a daze. I'm like, oh my God, and then there was a gun over by Rob, and I like not by him, but like over to the side where when he was walking to me, they're in like right in the center, and he went down to grab it, and I go, no, and I grabbed it from him, and then he's walking after me, and I'm holding on to him like this. I'm like, no, and I tossed the gun like this, like no, and then he collapsed where we ended, where the paramedics got him. That's where we ended, and I shoved the gun. I just threw it like in the street, like in the middle of the street, like just to get away. Yep. And that's exactly what happened, and then I just freaked out. I didn't know what to do.
Candy claims to have handled the firearm after it had been fired, which would have explained why her fingerprints had been found on the weapon. The problem is, how did two men get shot with the same gun? Candy has already lied about having an affair with Emmett, so detectives are concerned she is lying about the gun.
Anyways, I just grabbed the gun and I'm walking with him like what?
So did you pick up the gun?
I did.
Okay, so you carried the gun for a distance.
Yeah, and I pushed it over to, and I just I kind of went like this, and I just put it in the middle of the street because I didn't know, was he going for the gun? Was he going for something? I don't know. I had no idea. He was. You heard pop, like
yep.
A pause?
Yep.
Okay, like how long of a pause? And those are time questions can be tough, but.
Seconds.
Okay, but a definite pause?
Yeah, it was pop. There is nothing going on. He was here, I was here. It's not uncommon how late he's there. He has 5 children at home, and in fact, he was getting Dayquil or something to that nature. And you gonna effing hit me? You gonna effing hit me, Rob? Is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna effing hit me? And Rob's like, I'm not gonna hit you. And it goes, why? You don't want to lose your job, do you? You don't want to. And Rob's like, I'm not going to hit you. I just want to know what is going. And he goes, Emmett goes, because you're a jerk. That's why you're a jerk. So I mean, he was in his face.
Emmett's in Rob's face.
Mm-hmm. And Rob's like, hey, you know what? I want to know why you were with my wife. And I said, Robert. And I looked at him. I go, Pub, I'm an adult here. I can be with who I want to be with, you know him. It's not like he's a stranger or anything like that. And he's like, you don't want to do that, Rob. You don't want to get in my face. You don't want to do that. You know, I'll break your head. Sorry, but that's what he was. The last thing I do know is, that's when I said, look, enough. I need to go. Hannah called. I need to go. You guys, Emmett, get back in your truck. I told him, Emmett, get back in your truck. Go. Rob, come with me. We need to go home. Okay, I gotta go. Hannah called me. I gotta go. And I turned around to walk to my car, and that's when I heard it.
Before the detectives figure out how the two men were shot, they want to focus on Candy and Emmett's relationship. As I said before, the police found emails and text messages between them, showing that they were involved in a very serious relationship.
Are you and Emmett involved in a romantic relationship?
No.
Have you ever been romantic with Emmett?
No.
Have you been sexual with Emmett?
No. When the officers were coming up and everything was going on so much, I did not tell them that I had picked the gun up and put it in the, just put it away, just scooted away because I didn't know what he was doing. I go, no, 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 no. And I picked it up and I just scooted it in the street.
So your fingerprints will be on it?
Yes, they will.
Okay. Have you ever been arrested?
No.
Okay, so we'll probably need to get your fingerprints.
Yeah.
Okay.
I worked for Ada County prosecutors, so they took my fingerprints.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're in the same database.
Okay.
We'll work through that. Was it truly coincidental that Emmett was going to Walgreens at the same time that you were going to be there, or was this you guys were going to meet and talk?
Purely coincidental.
All right. In Rob's eyes, did this certainly look bad, finding you and Emmett together?
Yes.
You come home, you have a shot of tequila, this is your Friday, but Rob's there.
Yep.
You guys have some discussion
Yes.
that doesn't go well?
He's like, yeah, well, you haven't been wanting to talk to me. Every day you come home, you're tired, this and that. And I'm like, I am. Candy, why don't you just tell me you're having an affair? I said, I'm not having an affair. I don't know what you want me to say. And he said, I don't believe you. I truly think that you are involved with Emmett. I said, I'm not. I know you think that because the way that we communicate with cases, text, on the phone, everything, I get that. The fact of the matter is I'm not.
Help me understand. I mean,
Sure.
You must be really emotionally attached to Emmett.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I think I am.
I just want to understand the dynamics.
Sure.
Of
No,
what
I
led-
think I am very. I think I'm very attracted to him, and in the sense of emotional. Yeah, because it's one of those things. He picks me up, you know, and boosts my ego or whatever. Not, I don't know, confidence. I want to say not ego, but confidence. And I think it was at a point where I started really feeling happy the last 6 months and better about myself. My parents saw it in me. I mean, I'm not so codependent where I'm so scared to be by myself or anything like that. I'm fine.
Could that be the standoffishness that Rob's been seeing in you?
Yes.
The male side, when a husband asks the wife, are you having an affair? Well, he's thinking sex, correct?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, no, actually, Rob even said it's emotional, isn't it, Candy? And I said, it is. I admitted to him that I was attracted to Emmett.
Well, the first thing we want to do is collect gunshot residue, see if there's any gunshot residue from your hands.
Okay.
So we have a kit for that.
All right.
We're going to collect your clothes because they have blood on them, and that'll help piece the puzzle together.
Sure.